All right, Chris. We got a football game. Man, fuck it. Whoever pull up.
Not a long run. Real quick full
court. We ain't sticking around too long. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think we live, don't you? Yeah. And oh yeah. So just let me know. We live and not. Yo, what up, people?
Chat. We in here, yeah.
What's good? It's your boy Jarvin Mace. Deanie and Sin couldn't make it tonight. Sin got a tight schedule at the moment, so he's working on a couple of things. Deanie's in transit in this rain. So you got the homie Jarvin and Mace. Don't be disappointed that it's just the two of us. We're pretty entertaining too. Don't worry.
Thanks. NTG was good, my boy.
Man. All the people already in there. Now's the go. What it is. We got a couple things to talk about with y'all. We're gonna let the chat populate for a second before we get into it.
Get into it real quick. You know,
I mean, y'all saw something, Mace, while everyone files in that AD has a tight back. Pause. Is that accurate? Did you hear that?
Man,
like
I didn't see that.
He has back tightness.
I didn't see that. You know, at this point with Anthony Davis, like there's so many troll headlines that come out about him being hurt that I wait until my godly men speaks on it. You know what I mean? But I didn't see that one. I had last week I saw a headline about that and it ended up being a joke. So hopefully not.
I hope not.
What up? Carl, what up? Been real.
I ain't gonna lie. Of all the Laker teams that I've cheered for year in and year out over these years, bro, this might be the least cared about team that's ever been fielded. Like I have a hard time caring about this team, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like I can't. I'm disappointed, and I've cheered for some really bad Laker teams, but this team right here,
some real bad teams.
I can't get with them, son.
Mm-hmm. I've cheered for some terrible players in my lifetime with the Lakers, but it's like I don't think I've ever disliked this many people in the Lakers is the problem.
Bro.
You know what I mean? Because even when we were bad, I kind of liked them. You know what I mean? Like they at least with draft picks or
we have people that look so we developing whatever. So we're gonna see how BI Zoe would do, D'Angelo Russell, Randall, these guys. You look towards something to be like, all right. Let's see what the young pups do. We're gonna lose a lot of games, but we get to see what the young pups do and develop, and who's gonna get traded. Even Jordan Clarkson, you know what I mean? Who's gonna develop?
And then we had draft
this
picks
team
too.
right
Don't
here.
Forget that.
That too. and then I look at guys like Westbrook. Like I can't cheer for no team that has Russell Westbrook on it, bro. In good faith, if Westbrook is your man, I respect that, but I can't cheer for no team that has Russell Westbrook and LeBron. You asking too much of me, bro.
And not only that, they teased us all summer that he was gone. You know what I mean? There was a trade rumor every other day about we trading Russ. Even at this point, it was like trading him for pennies. We'll trade him to Utah for Bogdanovich or something. It's like we still came through with him. Like, come on now.
Nah, the league conspiring against us though, because look at what the Celtics paid for to get Malcolm Brogdon. And look at what they said no to us about Buddy and big man. I forget his name. Like the league don't want to do business.
Miles Turner. Yeah.
Miles Turner. They don't want to do business with us, bro. They don't rock with us.
You know, we always had the aura of people not wanting to rock with us, but now we even got the cast of characters because I'm gonna keep it real. Of course, nobody wants to help LeBron at this point.
That's a fact.
Even my guy, our GM, like it seemed like he moves kind of shiesty. You know what I mean? And I know he's a Kobe guy, so we gotta love him, but like he real kind of shiesty with it. So it seemed like he don't even have a good rep throughout the league that people want to do business with him. Unless they're clearly,
the league is not
trying on top.
It has more to do with clutch sports, and I think it has to do with the GM. I really believe that. They see how LeBron's been orchestrating his teams all these years, and they don't want to be complicit anymore.
You make a good point. I forgot about the clutch aspect of it. Nobody wants to help clutch sports. I don't even want to help clutch sports. And they want to
listen. My name on Twitter was Blame Plus Sports for mad long, bro. Like
that was the classic handle,
bro. It's them. It's their fault we're in this position. Nobody wanted Westbrook. Nobody wanted Westbrook.
Nobody wanted Westbrook.
Jesus Christ. Mad Max said, I'm a Lakers fan till LeBron off the roster. I'm going to New Orleans with my side team that got my boy B.I.
Oh,
I want B.I. to come back home, bro.
Man, Tatum need to come through. That's who's really a Laker and
oh well, that's pending. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's really what's gonna happen.
I know a couple of Celtic fans that hate to hear me say that, but Tatum is on the way. There's only but so many
Tatum's
times
on the way.
You could post about the Lakers at Staples Center, you know what I mean, and not
my
tell
son
me
my son Ime just pushed up that process even further.
Damn. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Damn it. Allegedly. Hey, yo. All right. Let's get into it, mate. So, chat was good. Y'all filing in. Facebook families on their way. We want to talk about Kanye West. We see this. I want to just set the tone. It is time to pack Yeezy up. Like I'm not even here. Usually I shoot bail. I try to see the other side of the argument because when the loud majority is like, yeah, cancel him. I try to be like, well, we got to see it the other way. But I'm tired of Kanye West. I'm gonna put it out there like that, Mace. I'm tired of him because it's like I never thought the day would come where Kanye West would become a clout chaser or do things merely to cause commotion, cause eruptions. Like I'm done with this guy. I don't know how you feel about him, but Ye can go. I'm not listening to no more music. I'm not even listening to the old raps. I'm packing Kanye up, bro.
I know folks love a good debate sometimes, but I gotta agree with this here, man, because the egregious part. I mean, there's plenty of egregious parts of it, right? But when you think about the fact that the playbook is even the same at this point, It's like why do us as Black folks got to be the ones that you purposely troll every time you want to shake up some shit like? Slavery is a choice,
right?
White Lives Matter, the MAGA hats, it's like Kanye, like you can't find anybody else. Are other people a little bit too spicy for you to offend, and you might get clipped out of here if you offend them. So it's like, let me just go back to the same thing that I'm doing last time. It's like at this point, I don't even like care anymore. It's like it's like Kanye, like. Nobody even like who are you trying to what message are you trying to convey? At one point we cared, you know what I mean? Why are you wearing a red hat? Why do you think slavery is a choice? Now it's like you sitting there, you standing next to Candace Owens, you know what I mean, in your White Lives Matter t-shirts. Nobody even really cared about the Gap shit, to be honest. Like
right.
the whole he lost Yeezy the Gap or Gap is trying to do their own little thing with it. We didn't even care about that. So I guess it's like, okay, let me start up some more shit. You know what I mean? But it's like Kanye, man. I'm cancel Kanye. Nah, ignore Kanye. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing that you could do that'll piss him off.
And that's what I mean when I say cancel him. Like cancel culture don't exist to me, with the exception of maybe one rapper that it really worked on. You really can't cancel anybody. But when I say cancel, I mean like, yo, pack him up. Like when he does stuff, like there's no more reactions. Don't waste your time. If you write think pieces, don't even waste your time writing a think piece about Kanye. Like because it's so telegraphed now. All right, last week or the week before last, it was the Gap thing. And then they was trying to get behind Kanye. All the people in power was trying to get behind Ye. Or we're not gonna wear Adidas no more too, and all of that. I remember all of that. Now it's White Lives Matter. Like, bro, like, fam, you don't gotta do all of that. You don't have to do all of that. You really don't have to do all of that. You can just say, I got some music coming out. I think it's fire. Tap in, and we're gonna tap in. Like, you doing this for what? It's like I'm not gonna say he hates Black people, but it's like, why do you need to trigger them so much? And then you stand next to her? Like, bro, like And it's almost like, bro, it's like he's like a professional wrestling jobber now. Like, we know you're gonna come out, you're gonna cut the promo about I hate New York, Brooklyn Nets, New York Knicks suck. They're gonna boo, then you're gonna get choke slammed, and then we go on to the next segment. Like it's so copy and paste. I never thought the day would come when Kanye would be corny, but that's what it's becoming, Mace. He's corny. And Mad Max. Now I'm still listening to the whole Blueprint. But I'm not going back to listening to the Kanye solo albums. Don't try to be funny, Max.
Max is trying. He's trying.
Word up, son. I'm
like,
really over it.
I'm over it too, because it's like, Kanye, you don't even make good enough music at this point for me to be like, oh, okay, like this must be the album rollout. You know what I mean? Because let's honestly, since the September 11th sales battle with 50, Kanye has kind of needed some sort of controversial rollout on every single album. Low key since then. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you came back with Donda, we love the album. Drake sold more to you, but the consensus was that you were the success musically. Then you went and ate him up on the live show that y'all did. But it's like music clout wasn't enough for this guy. Like, no, I need controversy. I need to be up in the blogs. I need to be in the front of the TMZ cameras need to be out here. It's like, Kanye, like the fact that you finally came back and made good music, because honestly, to me, you were a little bit cold for a few years musically. But you came back with Donda, and then it's like, you've been kind of fucking up ever since. Let's not forget about Donda too, guys. Let's not forget about that.
I'm never gonna forget
player. Has anybody heard this, bro? It's like, I haven't even heard it. I don't even think Sin fucked with that. And that's saying something.
Bro, it's like, to me, like he's becoming the AB of the rap game. AB out here in the pool with his meat out, twerking in front of white women. You know what I'm saying? And now we got Kanye doing this, and it's like the two of them. At least AB could say he got CTE. Like, what's Kanye's excuse now? Like, at least like before, I used to be like, Kanye mom's passed away, and he's not like the same person he used to be. So maybe that could play a role in why he is the way he is. But it's like, nah, bro, it's contrived now. You're doing it on purpose. You are doing things schematically. You're thinking about them, and then you're doing it. You thought that the Gap thing was going to take off, and when that didn't take off, you said, let me pivot and do this right here. Like, yo, like, nah, Kanye. Like, I'm really, you know what it is? And I'm going to say this right now. The more Kanye leans into this foolishness, the more he looks like the cornball most of the rap game thought he was 15, 20 years ago. You are becoming the cornball that you fought against being the entire time you were a producer trying to get people to take you seriously as a rapper. I'm completely disgusted with Kanye West, bro.
It's looking at him in Hove in their like post like main rapper years. It's like watching like how Pele and Maradona's lives ended. You know what I mean? Like one with dignity and class, and the other one just a fucking flame on the way down. That's a soccer reference. You know what I mean, for my World Cup fans. But it's like seeing the way, it's like Kanye, you looking at Hov, you looking at Nas, you looking at, guys who are like aging gracefully and figuring out a way to maintain relevancy without controversy and without really music. Nas, everybody knows the run he's went on, but even before those 3 albums, Nas was constantly in the news for his business ventures, for the restaurants he was opening, for his tech ventures. It's like they figured out a way to kind of just go into the sunset and with some class and honor. And it's like Kanye, it's like you really, even though you don't think you can ruin your legacy. You know what I mean? And you honestly are. So it's like, it's a little bit embarrassing watching my guy go out like that.
And then you spent the whole summer, the whole year crying to get your wife back, picking on a comedian who got mental health issues, and then celebrated the victory. Like, you doing a lot of corny activities, bro. And I'm really disgusted with this guy. All right, you know what? Let me scale back. So Adriel Green says, if Jay start super chat, shout out, says if Jay start messing with Ye again and drops Watch the Throne 2, then that would have him back in everyone's good graces again. To be honest, I disagree with that, Adriel, and not because you're not making a point, but because Jay's not touching this guy now. Jay is so above the corny activities. Like Kanye's acting like a commoner, a common YouTube. He's acting like an island boy. He might as well start getting face tattoos. I'm so disgusted with this guy, bro.
He on his 6'9" right now, bro. It's embarrassing, man. That's the thing. It wouldn't even look right. It wouldn't even look right, those two standing next to each other in 2022. Exactly. That's the crazy thing. Like, Kanye got to chill with Jack Harlow in The Game in Wack 100. That's the people that Kanye got to run with. You know what I'm saying? Even, like, come on now. You're the billionaire you keep telling us. Carry yourself like one, bro. Like, come on, man.
Bro.
Be more Steve Jobs than Elon Musk, my guy.
Bro, and then you rocking all these layers. You really descending into to a level of corn, bro. I never thought the day would come. You were the face of the culture as far as like streetwear, footwear, music. You were the face of the culture, Kanye.
You were the culture,
for better or worse, and people, y'all could disagree if you want. I'm not here to argue today. Kanye was the face of the culture. People were dressing like him. They were wearing certain fits like him. They were wearing his footwear. They were artists who were coming out with telling us that Kanye was inspiring them. Now you look like a hobo who does anything for attention. Anything for attention. You're wearing masks and bubble coats on stage with mad lights, and we know it's hot. We know you hot under there. What you doing, eh?
You look crazy, and
you got kids, bro. You over 40.
You got kids. You became the Kardashian. Like, even they rolling different, and you acting like them now. Like, Kanye, bro, I really don't understand, bro.
Bro, you moving so corny that the culture vultures don't even want to touch you. That's saying something.
Right. That's saying something.
If he wasn't Yeezy, a lot of people would have packed him up along. He would have been disposable. If he would have dropped now in this era, he wouldn't have lasted. The fact that he came out in the previous era is saving him at this point right now, because he'd be treated like a person we're going to talk about in a couple of minutes as far as how discardable and disposable he actually is to the culture right now. Like, how important is Kanye to hip hop right now, in all seriousness?
What y'all think?
Yeah, Mace have to think about
that. What y'all think? Like, I'm saying, like, I thought it was rhetorical because I thought not very important was the obvious answer. This is all I'm saying. So it's like, and I'm glad you mentioned. I'm about to get the Adriel super chat in his check in a second, but I'm glad you mentioned that the little Gap protest, how, you know, the people popped out. Like, all right, he got the White Lives Matter t-shirt now. Diddy, Swizz, you know what I mean? Joe Buddens, like, all of y'all who jump to his defense and act like everything this guy does is genius or has some kind of type of silver lining, or, you know what I mean, some shit we can't notice because we not on that billionaire level. You don't understand where he coming from. Why he doing this now? What's the point other than clout chasing and needing attention?
Bro,
so Adriel,
he like academics at this point, bro.
Right. You know what I mean? Get this guy a bottle of Henny and put on a Drake album so he can take a nap, man. So Adriel, shout out for the next super chat. He said, I feel you, Jav. But going on with the AB analogy, Brady took him under his wing when nobody thought anyone would take a chance on him. I can see Jay doing the same if it low-key benefited him too. That's a good point, Adriel. That's a good point. But
possibly.
Brady's in search of more chips, so he needed AB. I don't think Jay is in search of anything that Kanye can give him, to counter what you're saying there.
You know what I mean? And I see Non Plus says, I think Kanye is bigger than Jay-Z at this point. Bigger at what? Exactly. being a nuisance, being annoying, being a clickable item. Like, we already saw when Jay dropped the verse how air quote big pause he was. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he decides to drop He does what he does. It's a whole rollout. You got MSNBC doing think pieces. I just saw on YouTube today, as a matter of fact, 1.5 million views on a think piece about a Jay-Z verse. So I can't necessarily say Kanye is bigger, but it's a quality of big. Like I could go to a big time steakhouse and get a good meal, or is Kanye McDonald's where for every one steakhouse there's like 100 McDonald's. And by that point, yeah, I could get 100 quarter pounders with cheeses, but it's nothing's gonna touch that tomahawk steak that I got. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's quality over quantity right now. Adriel Green says, remember Jay tried to re-up on the R. Kelly situation after he was pretty much canceled, but that was also 20 years ago, Adriel. Like, everybody's in a different space now, different strategy.
Jay was still in the game at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think Jay would want to come out of retirement, basically. You know what I mean? And take a chance on Kanye. It just, Jay's a businessman. I don't think he, the insurance on that is too high to fuck with Kanye at this point.
That's a fact. Green, once again, the super chat MVP so far. Leroy Green says the reason Jay looks out for Kanye is really based on his relationship with Ye's mother and father. Jay just making sure he don't hurt himself by staying close. I understand all of that. But we've already seen one time that Jay kind of, when he first married Kim Kardashian, Jay kind of gravitated away from Kanye. Especially then Kanye started going on stage, talking a whole bunch of things about the Rockefeller situation at the time, or the S. Carter Rock Nation, whatever it was at the time. He was crying about the relationship, and Jay moved away from him. If this keeps persisting and Kanye does this now just for shock media, Jay's not gonna extend. Maybe not publicly. That's what we're talking about. I'm not in Jay-Z's inner circle. I don't know what this man does, but I know publicly.
On the scenes, right?
When Jay gets very quiet about Kanye, it's because he's not messing with him, and Kanye keeps doing these things, and you're running around with the people you run. Again, you talked about it before. You running around with Game, bro. No disrespect to Game, the artist, but going to Drink Champs and hanging out with Game does what for who?
You know what I mean? The man rapped about smashing your wife. And now you're making diss tracks towards your wife with him. And then begging for your wife the next week. Like, you look crazy, bro. You look crazy. And the thing about Jay, and it's like, I'm not trying to label him no type of way, but he's shown that when you become too bad for business, he can't stand next to you anymore. No matter how close he was to you, if you become bad for business, he has to make the business, the executive decision. And I think he's already showed that about 2, 3, 4 years ago with Kanye, honestly.
Look at Beanie Siegel at the peak of their relationship. He was like, Beans is moving in the street, and I told him to leave the streets alone. And he was like, I can't stand next to you. These things are happening. You know what I mean? I hate to do this because it's like, again, I don't like piling on people when they hit the fan, but it's like, this is like the 100th time Ye has done some nonsense, and I'm just over it. I'm disgusted. It's like, when you outside and you on the block, and then the crackhead come on the block while, there go Pookie over there, whatever. All right, yeah, Pookie, what's good? You know what I mean? First few times we was concerned because we grew up with Pookie. Now it's like, he wild, Pookie over there wilding. All right, what were we talking about again? That's how I feel about Ye now. You putting this shirt on, White Lives Matter. Like, leave us alone. Yeah, matter of fact, leave us alone, Kanye. That's really it, bro.
Leave us alone. That's it. Because you were angry about Black Lives Matter at first. So what are you trying to say? Like, you know what? I don't even want to try to figure it out because he don't even fucking know from day to day. We've spoken about this before. You know what I mean? It's like he wakes up and on a whim, he just decides, I'm going to do this.
I'm gonna just,
you know what I mean? Like, the definition of not having the right circle around you, unfortunately. Not having the people to check you.
Because he don't even have the OG good music team around him like that. And if Consequence is the main guy, is it Consequence? My son with the overbite, that's his name?
Yeah, Consequence.
If that's the main person in your circle, and you see how he conducts himself, you know what I mean?
Right. And that's the thing. He done the Ye that we knew that came in with, like, just like you say, Cons and really though, and them dudes. Then he switched over to the, the Kid Cudi era dudes. And then he switched over to the Travis Scott era dudes. This nigga done switched his circle about 4, 5, 6 times since we met him. So whatever one he got around him now is maybe the worst I guess he's ever had. Like, maybe it's Kylie Jenner's boyfriend. I don't fucking
and be clear, like,
that is Travis Scott, right?
Yeah. And when you see a person crew hopping, that's never a good sign about who they are as individuals. How, like you mentioned, multiple crews he's been in or people he spent around. Remember when he first blew up, he was running around with Dave Chappelle and all them other backpack rappers.
Right.
And he's hopped
Who he
around
now
so many
shits
times
on.
since then. I don't trust the crew hopper. I tell you that right now. If every time I see you with somebody else, I can't rock with you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It exposes something about you internally. You know what I mean? We don't me and Joe, I'm not trying to shit on you crew hopping cats, but you know, it just let me know everything I need to know about you, you know?
You know what I mean? And then Mad Max with a bar, Ye did a song with Lil Pump. He did. You can't trust this guy.
He did a song with 6ix9ine too. Let's remember
trust
that.
him. Can't
Lil
trust
Pump
him,
and
bro.
6ix9ine, bro.
Hey, anyway, let's move on from Ye. We done jumped Ye with the Timbs on. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, man, you deserve that, Ye. That's what your peoples need to be telling you, Ye.
Facts. Maybe they tried because I don't know. Matter of fact, I'm not shooting a bail either because I felt like there was a time before Ye really went off the deep end where somebody should have been like, "Yo, you wildin', cut it out. You look stupid." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But 21 Savage and Wack 100, bro. They get into this argument on Chatty House, aka Clubhouse, about 21 Savage being a rat. I'm in a space right now where it's like, I just need someone to explain to me why Wack 100 has a voice in the culture. Who greenlit him to be this guy, and why is he always in the middle of everything? Mace, even though he's older than the both of us, he's in young people business all the time. So I'm putting this on you to help me understand why Wack 100 has a voice in the space today.
You know, why does he have a voice? The clout. The same thing is the most of the filth that has to do with the culture right now. People are more obsessed with fame and being clickable and you know, not the content of what you say, but just how many people are listening to what you say more than anything. I mean, you know, to just give y'all a little bit of a scope, you know, basically Wack 100, he went on the Chatty House, as my guy calls it, and basically said that, you know, 21 Savage is the rat that has, you know, all of these indictments and RICOs going on in Atlanta, and that he's the one feeding the information. Now, first off, you know, I didn't hear that. I heard it was Hoodrich Pablo Wine. Not to throw his name under the bus, but that's the name that I heard. Not any 21 Savage. You know. Second off, how would Wack be privy to this information? He's claiming that, you know, during the heated conversation between them two, what he claimed was that because during a press conference, the Atlanta DA basically said that it was a famous rapper that you know was giving them info. How many famous rappers are in Atlanta? You know what I mean? Like, so that's why he said that was going on. And it's like, you know, I'm upset that 21 Savage even kind of like, you know, gave it any life, because I thought that we were at the point that we didn't listen to what Wack 100 was going on Clubhouse and saying, because he says shit from day to day, you know, whatever's going to get you to pop on there to listen, he goes on about and says it like, you know, whatever he can get some type of click for, he's gonna say it. Right. Like, you know, shouts to my guy Chase Smooth on YouTube. He got a Wack 100 rant every day. I can't even listen to it because it's like, it's nonsense. So, you know, ultimately, why does he have a voice in the culture? Because we you know, we don't gatekeep. Same reason 6ix9ine has a voice. Same reason Academics has a voice. Same reason, you know, half these dudes that don't even give a fuck about the culture have a voice.
And I know I think his gateway to the space was by managing Game. Am I correct in that?
Managing Game, yeah, that was his, you know, according to him, he used to run, you know, on the street side with the death row guys, not in the classic years, but you remember when Suge got out of jail and they kind of revamped their roster, the Crooked Eye, Left Eye days. Apparently he was a part of the street team in those days for Death Row, and that was like his venture into the industry. And eventually he cemented his status by managing Game.
And you made a strong point about gatekeeping, because it's like, I could see like if Wack was in spaces where sometimes he was part of dope conversations and other times he was part of like questionable things, kind of like what Joe Budden is in a space right now, where it's like Joe, every week Joe does something that's either going to get praised or he's going to get panned. Very polarizing. To me, like there's nobody for the most part, like Wack is not polarizing at all. Like he's always in something that's borderline corny. Because all right, let's play it, let's call it what it is. We talk about not snitching, right? Stop snitching. By putting 21's name in this situation, that's literally snitching, bro. Is it not?
It's what I'm saying. It didn't.
21
Isn't he an OG,
bro? And then he's trying to pull up this whole thing about 21 being from Britain and whatever the case may be. And it's like there's a certain level of ignorance involved in that whole scenario with 21 Savage, right? Being from Britain. Fam, you know how much people have family or they themselves came to America as young people and they grew up as Americans? You know what I mean? 21 Savage is not an actor, people. He can't pretend to be that. You heard him speak? That man is from Atlanta. I don't care if he was born in England. He is from Atlanta. Again, as a Caribbean person myself, bro, I got cousins who came here when they was 5, 6 years old. They rhyme. They grew up in Flatbush. They grew up in Brownsville, bro. And you can't tell them they're not from Brooklyn. So what if they wasn't born here? Like, we gotta stop like persisting with ignorance. Like this whole stigma around 21 is pure ignorance, and you look fucking stupid. I need to make that clear to anyone who co-signs 21 not being American. You look dumb, you sound dumb, you might be dumb. But nevertheless, 21 was somewhere minding his business, and he gets dragged into this by Wack.
Wack.
To the point that he can't even ignore it, because in today's internet, I don't have to have evidence to accuse you of anything and be right. Oh, 21 ratted? He must be a snitch now. That's it. That's the narrative. Even and it came from Wack 100, and y'all still don't think maybe this might be bullshit? Nobody thought that.
And let's not take away the fact that somewhere within the conversation you hear Wack say, oh, well, shorty, you know, she asked me if I'm gay, so I'm asking you if you snitched, which is a reference to last week's controversial Wack 100, which was a video of him having his cheeks out while he was on the bed. Yeah, John, you see, I couldn't even send this in the chat. Being recorded live with his cheeks out on the bed while he was on Clubhouse. So I guess, you know, I don't know if he decided he wanted to, yeah. And I still don't want to send that in the group chat. Sorry.
I don't want to see
it. That'll be the first and last time we ever speak on this. But, you know, that was the controversy with him last week. So I don't know if he wanted to just get the you know how there's a new person to blame on the internet every week. So I guess he was just trying to, you know, make 21 be that guy. But instead, yeah, y'all, that's what happened. I see him in the chat like, what? Yeah, that's what happened, y'all. But I guess, you know, he just wanted to, you know, point the finger at somebody else this week. But it's corny, man, because at the end of the day, we know you for managing what? Game and Blueface, who are both like in controversy and not even being discussed for their music. If the Game is being discussed for his music, it's for how trash most people feel that Eminem diss is. So it's like, are you even on your job, Wack 100? How do you even make bread, bro? Like, I'm trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? And it's like,
he was caught up in that Christian Rock thing too. I felt like I saw that on the internet one time with a house getting destroyed or her getting arrested for breaking in a house. I don't even know. That's how out of the loop I am with that.
There's too much. That's something every day. So it's not even worth it to pay attention, because that story progresses too often to even fucking we got other shit to worry about. Maybe other folks can know better than us. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's just interesting that you know, Wack 100 even, you know, because 21 Savage is a participant. Not saying that rappers are the only people that matter in the culture, but
feel like we losing Mace. You there, bro?
Yeah, I'm back. Y'all got me?
Copy. Yeah.
I feel like 21 Savage, you know, and what I was saying is I don't think rappers are the only participants that need to be respected in the culture. So don't take it like I'm saying it like that, but he's an actual participant who's moving the culture forward. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, it reminds me, and not calling 21 Hove and Wack 100 Jim Jones, but it's like, how can you even press me about anything within the culture? It's like Wack 100. What do you do for the culture? We don't even know.
I feel like he's taken away from the culture. Like he's making it. He's another person in that same vein. Sorry, Act. I'm sorry. You have your fans. No disrespect, but guys like Act, guys like 6ix9ine, guys like Wack 100, they represent a part of the culture that shows that we are not to be taken seriously from my point of view, because it's like the things that they partake in, the things that they talk about are constantly disrespectful, constantly messy. Like what did 21 do to you for you to call him a snitch with no information? What evidence? He just because he's outside of Lil Baby, Gunna, and what's the other one who's in the case again? Slime?
Future. Oh, in the case, yeah, that's the only two in the case. Yeah, Gunna and Thugger.
Now I said
the only rappers.
Thugger. I was naming the famous rappers, like the three most famous rappers in Atlanta right now is Lil Baby, Thugger, Gunna. You could maybe say Future is in fourth, but if it's not Future, it's 21. So what you did was you just said, you know what? It got to be 21 because if it's not the three of them, it's 21. Like that's what he did, bro. That's literally what he did. He went to he did the what is it like I'm tired, guys. I'm sorry. The process of elimination. The producer in the background giving me the cues. The process of elimination to say if it's not these three guys, it has to be 21 Savages beyond me, bro.
It's literally what like. Yeah, it's like some random commenter on a news story, like, hey, it has to be, you know, it's like you screaming at the movie screen, like, hey, if that's not the killer, that has to be the killer. You know what I mean? That's the type of shit he's on.
Max said yellow journalism. Yo, propaganda. Oh my God. It literally is
fake news.
And it's like, is he cool? Is Wack 100 cool with Lil Baby that he just decided to throw 21 under the bus, or is it because they've had problems in the past and he just felt like messing with 21 because his cheeks was out last week?
It's and also knowing that 21 is actually the guy who would show up on Clubhouse and entertain defending himself. You know what I mean?
So what you're saying to me is this is just like what academics did by calling the old rappers dusty. I'm gonna just say something that's gonna trend because I know they're gonna respond. So let me just throw it out there because they're gonna say something anyway.
There you go, and then I'll have my moment. You know what I mean? And you know the rap round table to talk about
you. Shit, the goddamn Wack got me, bro.
They got us, man. You know it's happened before; it'll happen again, man.
Michael Brown says Back 100 is definitely trying to get his name out of the news. 21 Savage and Benzino are this week's victims so far. I mean, I don't even count Benzino because Benzino
Back 100 though.
I don't know what you mean by that. I was gonna leave that alone. Man. I don't know what you mean by that. Matter of fact, Michael Brown, what you mean by that, bro? What you mean by Back 100? Explain that one to me, sir. But
I think he's implying the same thing as Benzino, if we want to be honest. Copy that, Mike. Man. You can't with that energy. Copy.
Respectfully. Hey, right. I just want these guys to not have a voice, Miss. You made a strong point about gatekeeping. I feel like we're making our way back in a space with the music. The music is starting to turn around a little bit. I feel like there needs to be proper gatekeepers, or we need someone with a big enough voice to say, yo, get these guys out of here. They're not valid. They're not valid. Who's the West Coast person who speaks on, like the West Coast OG who speaks on behalf of Wack? Like, who's the guy that's greenlighting him? Who is it?
Oh man, you know that's the thing about the West Coast. Yeah, he did. And Nip's supposed homies was still standing right next to him. That's why I say the almighty dollar rules more than all these days. You know, the West Coast OGs are what, like Snoop and Dre, and they not really like,
they're above that.
You know, dudes that's gonna step in. Right.
Got it.
You know.
So, you know, we're going to stay out of West Coast business then. If Wack is valid out West, if Wack is they funk flex, then so be it. I'm going to stay out their business.
Do what y'all do, I guess.
Do what y'all do. You know what I mean? I'm going to mind my business. But I just don't like the corny activities in the culture. I don't like what they bring. Like, I like controversy. I love controversy. But bring a balance. Bring some positive energy alongside the controversy. It just can't be bullshit over and over and over and over again. It has to be a certain balance. That's all I'm saying.
The same way that you were able to say just now, let me just let West Coast business handle West Coast business. That's all Wack needed to do, because that's Atlanta business ultimately. Wack, how would you even fucking know who's snitching over in the A? Like, come on now.
Just to pick on 21 because he's British and he's not really American, because he brought all of that up in the argument. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did.
Anyway. Real quick, y'all, just so you know, episode 56 is coming out tomorrow. And if y'all haven't already tapped in, because I know the algorithm been fronting on us because of some of our JID takes with people. One episode we had like 24 dislikes, and because of that, they kind of play with our algorithm. So if you haven't seen, we did a reaction for Freddie Gibbs and we did a reaction for Rome Street. So make sure when y'all done here, if you're not watching the game, go rush those reactions and help us get our numbers back up to the usual levels, because YouTube is mad at us because of the haters who got mad at us for telling them we don't think JID is the best rapper to ever exist on earth, although we never said his album was whack. I don't understand. But anyway, last topic I got for you, Mace. I'm on Twitter today, and I see Joe Budden doing what Joe Budden does per usual. And he says... And no, he didn't. You know, sometimes Joe tries to speak cryptically and he wants to say something without saying it because he's afraid of how it might go. He flat out says that DaBaby is responsible for the position that he's in. The music, he said, the music plays a big role, and his actions outside of the questionable music all play a role in why he is the way he is in the position he's in. And also that he's not being blackballed and canceled. He failed, and he failed himself. When you hear Joe Budden say that, what do you say?
I ultimately agree. You know, honestly, you know, while there may be other things at play, you know, I don't want to just dismiss, because it's going beyond academics at this point. Mm-hmm. The word of the blackball, you know, what they're saying. But ultimately, I don't think that it would work if he was putting out fire music, because that's the word behind Tory Lanez right now, right? Like, okay, all of this is going on, but he's putting out fire music. You know what I mean? That was the word with 6ix9ine. Like, everything is going on, but his music is so trash, it's not even worth listening to him anymore. You know what I mean? I think ultimately the product you put out, you know, is gonna dictate where you go. Maybe it's wishful thinking to me, and I don't want to think that there's always puppet masters at play. I want to, you know, not feel like the game is fixed. Tim Donaghy. I want to, you know. So it's like ultimately, I feel like if he was putting out shit that was on the you know, the bop level, the vibes level, the rock star level, that he would still be good.
That's a fact. I saw academics. He posted that the album itself wasn't. Ebro was kind of blocking the album from coming out, and it wasn't on Apple Music, something to that degree. I'm not gonna lie to the chat. I didn't go look to see if it was there because I don't care. Because there's no, outside of when DaBaby first blew up, you won't find any DaBaby in my phone because his music doesn't do it for me. So from that perspective, I'm gonna say Joe Budden is not wrong either. I think that if the music was undeniable, it will be placed on every platform. If it indeed is not on Apple, it would have been placed there because Apple and every company, like you said in the previous segment, the almighty dollar runs everything. And then putting DaBaby's music on their platform brings more people to their platform to stream these records. If it was viable music and music worth being run up, it would be there. I think Twitter was the first one to talk about the fact that he was making these beats, picking these beats with all these bad flutes and these weird videos and all that. It was like,
he called that out.
I feel like DaBaby was so confusing as an artist because it was like he's a tough guy, the records speak for themselves. Like he's a street dude, and he's done some street dude things, but then he wants to be Busta Rhymes and make these kind of like comical videos,
these goofy ass videos.
But then at least with Bust, like Bust might make you these funny videos. With Bust pick a hell of a beat. The beat and the music will be there. Like what kind of music?
Hip hop with Bust,
right? He's not making trap music. He's not making East Coast adjacent music. He's not making no West Coast bop. He's not even making none of that Memphis bop that we get right now. That's the dominating sound in the South right now, from my point of view. Like, what region does he even represent? What kind of rap was he making?
Pop rap. Like, that's a good question. It's like
you can't even make TikToks with his raps. Like, what kind of music was DaBaby making?
And this is while also simultaneously being able to admit that he is a talented barsmith. Like, he does have flows. He does have, you can listen to somebody and tell when they done worked on their style, they done worked on their pen, they done got in the lab and perfected what they do. Whether you like it or not is whatever, but he been working at it. You know what I mean? So it's not like he's a Soulja Boy type dude who's just going in there and writing some shit in 10 minutes and rapping. Like, he wants his shit to sound exactly like this.
Bro, but he's picking 2007 Soulja Boy beats, Mace.
Exactly. And on purpose though.
Yeah, like who's the quality control guy in the room? You say, hey fam, maybe you shouldn't rap on that. Like Mad Max said, he's picking arcade beats. Soulmatic says he wants that Drake pop money. But bro, pick better beats, and you can have all the pop money you want, bro.
Mad Max, what's good, my boy? I ain't even see you up in there, man. What up?
And then you rolling out the canceled and blackball talk. Nah, fam. Yo, listen, Tory Lanez is living proof. He got accused of shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot. Granted, he was innocent. I was the first one to tell y'all 3 years ago. Just so you know, first one that said Tory was innocent was me. But anyway,
check the tape.
He be shooting allegations with good music. All you gotta do is make good records. Draw venues. Didn't he have a couple weeks ago? We were talking about it. Was like at a stadium. He only had like 400 people that bought tickets or something crazy like that.
Yo, 400 to like a 14,000 seat venue, like 400 people. Like these numbers are his concerts blackballed academics because the people aren't showing up either. This is what I'm saying. People are literally stopped caring that quick. They got tired of them that fast, which is pretty crazy. Like in the history of hip hop, this hasn't happened very often. You know, I'm not just gonna say the only time ever, but goddamn, this is some heavy D shit right here, man.
Listen. Tory Lanez, if there's ever been a rapper who needs a rebrand in the worst way, it's DaBaby. I was about to say Tory Lanez because I just read Mad Max comment about did we see Tory Lanez album. I didn't get there yet. I'm still listening to the Gibbs album, Fire. Listening to the Rome album as well. But I'm gonna get to the Tory album. But to me, DaBaby needs a rebrand. He needs to go away until maybe summer 23, like after this, because you couldn't even get no traction with the Meg controversy. You know what I mean? You made no ground. Right. You got to go away.
None.
You're a lyrical artist. You see what's happening in the space right now. Maybe go find Derringer or Alchemist. Drop a little 10-track tape with just bars and rebrand yourself. I think that's what you need to do.
Get on your grind. You know what I'm saying? Literally do what Lil Wayne did. You know what I'm saying? Get on a bunch of beats and freestyle over the beats of the best artists and outdo them on their own tracks. Just like Jog said, get in the lab with the producers that know how to cultivate a sound, not just give you some joint that you're going to rap over. You know what I mean? But you have to make a plan, DaBaby, because you know, you passed on the clock, bro. The clock is at the last hour at this point for you.
Sheesh. Marco Lowe. Boldy is fighting. Now, Boldy's on my list for this week. That's going to be part of my commute, Marco. And Miss LB, we don't want DaBaby to go away forever, but he needs to go away for a little while. Like, he needs to go, like, you see how, like, in wrestling, you go, you get jumped, they jump you, and you disappear for a few months, and you make a surprise return. You need one of those. Like, May next year, just drop a little freestyle with a beat. Say, I'm sorry for being an asshole. Even if you don't mean it, just say it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Apologize in your raps and come back with a whole new sound, a whole new energy, move away from the controversy. And I think the thing that did him in as well was the thing with his baby mom, is Danny Lay. how he handled her as well. I know
Right.
Miss LB. I'm joking with you too, but I think he needs to go away. He needs to apologize. He needs to rebrand himself and be a rapper. Cut all the extra stuff out, all of the antics and the flutes, because he loves flutes in his beats. No more flutes. Some hard beats, some big 808s, or some soul loops, something. That's
something.
I'm here.
Make
I like
some
DaBaby.
actual songs, maybe. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we need something different than what you've been given, bro. And the thing is, you have the talent and you have the ears. Like, granted, they clearly don't want to listen right now, but you're a name in this culture. So if you come back, people are still might be like, all right, what you got going on? You know what I mean? Let me see, you know, what other people are saying about it. So it's like you gotta switch it up, man, because this is obviously what you gonna put out another album and do a lower number and have less people give a fuck. Like
you gotta know when to hit that. You gotta call it 20. Call that 20-second timeout, disappear. And honestly, he should have known something was up when he gave you when Kanye gave you a feature on Donda. There was talk that he did better than Jay-Z on the same beat.
Mm-hmm.
And not even that could save you from yourself.
Nobody give a damn. Nobody.
So with that being said, you gotta go away. No more flutes.
Release the flutes. Facts, Adriel.
go get your baby moms. Drop a little video with her. Danny Lay. Do a podcast with her. Go one of those Venus and Mars podcasts. Sit next to her and make amends and say I was a jerk. I was out of pocket. Go apologize to her brother that you knocked out in the bowling alley.
Right.
Go clean up your act. And we'll be here waiting.
Or go all the way in and make new music. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I don't know. You need like a Pop to Death Row revamp where you get some whole new sounds and whole new people to collaborate with. A Cam to the Rock type situation. Like, you just need a whole new situation right now. You know what I mean?
Who he gonna go to? He gonna go to what's that label CMG? Go over there to Memphis and rebrand and do a joint with Glorilla.
CMG, John, you got A&R skills, bro.
You know what I mean?
DaBaby to CMG would actually be a good move. I ain't gonna
lie.
DaBaby
featuring Glorilla.
You know what I mean? they would go up for that.
They can make a record where he's the dickhead baby father and she not trying to mess with him, and that could be a whole little narrative. You got the TikToks that can do skits about these songs. Yo, listen, DaBaby, for the right price, I can get you back in the game, bro. Talk to me. Hit me up. Email me at raproundtable1994@gmail.com and we can talk numbers. Let's figure this out.
Get on anyway, your DMX and Aaliyah real quick.
We're gonna end the live here. Shout out to everybody who pulled up impromptu. We didn't promote. We were gonna go live. We just kind of showed up. Appreciate everyone showing up. And again, tomorrow, 4:30, make sure y'all pull up. You know what I mean? Episode 56. The name of the episode is Bias is Good. So tap in to see what we're talking about when we say bias is good. And Mace, take us home.
Hey, it's your boy Mace, Macito, voice of the young people. That's my guy, Jaw of the point guard, throwing the lobs of the century as usual. You know, shouts to Dini the Balance, shout to Sincere the Rap Snob, you know, the four that make up the four horsemen that is the Rap Roundtable. We see y'all soon.
Sir, peace, y'all.